What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about that making of the music video that Hogwarts Legacy posted today. I want to talk specifically about the whole jump versus no jump, right, when you go on the broomstick. I definitely want to focus quite a bit on that, but I want to talk about, again, kind of the whole thing, and starting with the actual, interview with these composers and really just this music department. It was phenomenal. I'm really, really happy with how they've kind of approached the last even few weeks, or really the entire time. They've done an excellent job. And I was telling my wife, I've never seen like composers of music like this, at least for games. I've never really seen them talk so much about kind of the passion, and they had so much energy. It's actually kind of hard to put into words, but I'm really happy to see just their excitement for it. I'm excited to see, or I guess I'm happy to see how much emphasis that Hogwarts Legacy or Warner Bros. Or whatever have put on this. I mean, again, music is very important. We talked about that in yesterday's video. Some of my favorite gaming soundtracks I'll listen to just without the games themselves. They're so good, and they can, in some cases, make the game. And, I said even in that video, I think it's going to be just a very safe thing where it's very good. Let me change my opinion on it to say, I feel like no matter what happens with this game, whether it's above average or amazing or even bad game, like wherever it falls, I think the music is going to be honestly like a top tier thing, a thing that other people, other game developers look at as the way to do it. In fact, I even liked in the interview, they were kind of calling out other games and other scores of games and trying to bring back a certain kind of energy that they feel has been lost in modern games. So it's actually very funny that they're not attacking, but they're just kind of throwing it out there that they don't feel like games have done the best job as of late. But no, honestly, it was really, really awesome to see everybody talking about it. And again, you just don't really see this making of the music kind of stuff for most games. Even though a lot of games do have really good scores, you don't really hear the people behind them talk about it. So to kind of see what went on behind the scenes and again, all of the detail that they put in the game, it's not surprising. The whole, like, you have to account for everything and the amount of music you actually have to write for these games with all the different, sometimes it's going to be a very like somber scene, or sometimes it's going to be very action heavy. I mean, that's not new, I'll say that, but it is cool to hear them talk about it. So with this video, right, we got a couple extra scenes that we've never seen before. They're very short. In fact, the longest one is 7 seconds, and it is the broomstick one. The other ones I think are like 4 seconds and 2 seconds, right? So let's talk about specifically the jumping on the broom, and the question is, do we actually jump there? So I will say, when I first saw it, my initial reaction was, oh my god, they just confirmed you can jump. Upon watching it more than once, though, right, first time it gave me the wrong idea. I don't think at all that this confirms jumping. Now, I do think jumping is going to be in the game. It's not a for sure thing, I guess, right? So there are some open world games where your character cannot jump. It's more like automated. You go up to a ledge and they'll climb up a ledge, but you can't actually just, lift both feet off the ground with like the press of X. There are some open world games that are like that. So it's not a 100% guarantee, but I do assume we're going to be able to do it, even though I guess we've never seen it happen up until this point. We have heard about basically parkour, right? Climbing and going from like object to object. We have heard that before, but again, that doesn't necessarily mean jumping. That means you could go up to the object, press a button like a square or X, and they will interact with that object and jump on it. But that doesn't mean just casually walking around Hogwarts you can kind of like skip. It's not the same thing, right? So that's an important thing just to notice. And then in this animation where they're going on the broomstick, it is exactly that. It's an animation of them jumping on the broomstick. It's not an actual jump. Now, I'm kind of conflicted upon two different things. Number one, are they separate? So they jump off a cliff, basically, right? They're at the edge, and they do an animation where he jumps, and then he lands on the broomstick, or the broomstick kind of flies underneath him. So I guess my question is it when you're at an edge, can you jump off of that? Or is it both things? Do you jump off of it? And those are the only opportunities you have to do the broomstick. The broomstick thing is going to be kind of interesting because, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think we've seen somebody organically say walking in the, just anywhere in Hogwarts, right? Like the grounds of Hogwarts, just walking, and then you press a prompt, and then the broomstick comes underneath you and you lift off. I assume that can happen. I don't think they're going to restrict broomstick riding to you have to find like the edge of a cliff to jump off of, and that's the only area you're allowed to go on a broomstick. I do assume you'll be able to walk, press a prompt, and then jump on. And the beast riding, right, we talked about yesterday, there was that clip. That's actually a pretty good indication, I think, of how it's going to work, right? They're running, they press a button, whatever it is, and then, it opens up, and you're on the beast, and you're running through. And that's kind of how I imagine broomstick riding is going to be as well. You're moving around, you press a button, the broom comes, you get on it, and then you lift off. And you can probably do that in Hogwarts, like on the Hogwarts ground as well. But, again, does it confirm jumping? No. I think at best it confirms that, and this is at best, right? It's not an actual confirmation, but at best it confirms that if you're at the edge of a cliff, you can jump off of it. But that actually may also not be true, right? They may have only jumped off of it because that is just a cinematic thing that they thought would look cool for like a capture, right? Which is probably what it is, right? It looks cool if you're again, a broomstick, if it just flies next to you, you're in grass and then you get on it and you fly off. That's not that cool to look at. But if you're on the edge of a cliff, you jump off and the broomstick catches you and then you're just naturally in flight, that looks cool. And that is most likely what they did there. So I don't even know if there would be an animation for jumping off a cliff. I'm sure somebody could try it though if they're interested. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on so you know when all these videos go up. If you want to follow or support me anywhere else, all my social media is in the description below. Oh, and I don't think Hogwarts is going to be at the Game Awards. I may make a video specifically on that, but I am going to co-stream the Game Awards. So if you're thinking it will be there, you can watch it live with me on Thursday night. Okay, maybe I'll make one more video talking about that tomorrow. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.